What's up, guys? It's Hamma Jamma here. Let's go over how we, in the Discord, were able to pre-plan and set up for a 400+% SPY put trade on the day. What we looked for, how to play what looks presumably like chop. If we really look at this zone, it looks like chop overall. So this is what we have. As we open the day, we could clearly see right here and here that was a trend channel. So we had a couple things we were looking at. And to be honest, I leaned bullish as the day opened because as you can see, we have this right triangle here, and right triangles are known to break bullish. And what that means is it wedges up and breaks out, will retest, and then rip up. And that's really what we thought was going to happen today was something like this. Up, retest, and then rips up to this top trend line and with this target. That's very reasonable to have expected today. Of course, we know that. But what really ended up happening was as we hit that area, if I press play, we broke up. We tried to break it. That was all pre-market and we rejected. So now there really isn't a great trade. What are we looking for? We're looking for, are we going to continue with this trend line right here? Are we going to continue following along this trend line of higher lows and keep pinching in this area here? Or are we going to lose that wedge? So that's really what we're looking for. This key point was right here, as we knew. Let me switch this color to something easier to see. There we go. So we're really looking at that point right there to figure out if we were going to bounce and continue the pattern, possibly like this, or lose this and create lower highs. So really what we want to see in a situation like this is this area right here. That's our important area. That's yesterday's. That is yesterday's low. Okay. That is until we lose that, we stay in the pattern of higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher low throughout. So we know at that point we had to continue with either the pattern or we were going to fail that pattern, one of the two. So it was time to wait and see what was going to happen there. And as I press play here, we came down to that area and we tested it and we're there. Okay, as you can see, this arrow right here shows we are there. So now we have a couple options to take the trade because as we're testing this line here, all right, we want to clearly lose that line, A, or B, decide when we'll take the put entry. So we have the pre-market low right there, as we can see. Let me draw that a little clearer for you. So we have our pre-market low area, and then we have yesterday's low a day area here. And then we have, which is the pink line right here, this volume shelf, the 5-day point of control. Okay. Those are our major areas. So what's our goal on this trade? Decide with quickness which entry we're going to take, which in the Discord, they took the loss of the trend right there. Okay. And then identify your major areas you would expect to bounce because as we take that entry at loss of pre-market low, okay, we expect to be able to play that down to yesterday's low a day slash this pivot point of our 5-day point of control. And now what do we expect then? We expect us to kind of bounce at this area. And that's where we either hold some for continuation and we take that meaningful bounce up, or we continue on down and flush to the next level. Okay. But either way, we have it planned out where we know exactly what we're going to do at that point. So let's hit play. As entry takes, look at that. What happened is, and this is on a 5x, let's spread this out. Where did we bounce? So we took the play out the loss of that triangle. We came down perfectly and we're bouncing. So what happens next? Okay. If you held onto the trade, and this is what I do and teach in my Discord, is we always look at the 0.25, the dead cat bounce. Let's identify the dead cat bounce. Okay. Which means let's measure from our high of the day to the low of the day. And we have to clear the 0.25 retrace to confirm a reversal back up. Okay. And as you can see on this chart, where did we hit our resistance? Right at that 0.25. Go figure. So not only do you ride the first wave down, but we get the secondary rejection as well. And once we lose this low again, then we get to see what happens next. Okay. So what happens next? Let's hit play. It shoots down through there, and we're at right where we're at right now. And that was actually our final target. Oh, sorry. Our final target was at where we're at right now. Okay. Because as we can see here, our final target, we established every target area. Our final target was our major pivot point. All right. So what's our major pivot point? What's the pivot point? The last place where we actually had a change in direction. Okay. Because let's be real, in this area right here, okay, this is not change in direction. This is chop. I'm sorry. Okay. Change of direction is this, where we hit, we pivot, and we come down. We have reval change of direction to here, and we come all the way up. Same area, we come down, come up, break through it, and come down. It's not chop, it's actual changes in the chart and the direction that we're in, which is what happened. All right, so we have this pivot point. We have this predetermined that this area was going to be a major pivot, quote unquote. Highs, highs, and it bounced here. So that was the confirmation bounce. So we know common sense tells us that's our god target. That's our ultimate target. That's the next place we're going to bounce. Is right in that area here. And where do we bounce? Right now, right there. So what's next? It's about noon, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central right now. We've got our 0.25 is sitting right at 669 right here. We're trying to come test it, and that's what we're watching short term. So what that means is for me to want to take any sort of calls in this, I want to break 669, retest it, hold it, and then play that on up to that 0.5 retrace. Remember, that's the retrace from high a day to low a day. 0.25 is our critical area. And as far as continuing on down, let's get this played out to where we're at now. And we are live. So to figure this out, we are watching our pivot. So if we lose that 667, things get very interesting overall. So that's how we predetermined and pre-planned our SPY trade today. Or even if you didn't, how you can take a SPY entry and feel confident about the trade and feel confident about the day trade with super clean levels for entries and exits. Because really what it meant was on this entire way down, we knew at this entry that stop loss would be a reclaim of it. Okay. We knew if we waited till that pre-market low entry, that a break back above this line would be our stop loss, and with these targets at every day's low. So each time we knew the level we'd come back up to, and it would be our stop out. We knew how to measure with the fibs for continuation at that first bounce here to continue on down. Because remember, right here was where we bounced off that 22.5 and came back down. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you. Thanks.